well, given that the tomato plant's starting to flower, I think it's time to move them up to the allotment. Tom very kindly said that I could pop a few in his polytunnel, so that's where they're going to go. Given that I've got 4, I guess it would be a lot easier to just move them one at a time, as I don't have any sort of transport. Fingers crossed it travels a bit better than the beans. Sacrificing a couple of Jen's toys to make cane toppers for the tomatoes and other plants. I don't think she'll miss them. She seems to rather prefer to play with just random bits of crumpled up paper than actual fun balls and things. I was planning on putting the tomato in one of those pots because they seem like just the right size for tomatoes. Unfortunately, it turns out they don't actually have any holes in the bottom. I guess they're just decorative that you pop your plastic plant pots in. But I do think I could fit two tomatoes in this nice tub that T&S gave me. Hopefully it won't take up too much room in their polytunnel. Morning all, sorry I didn't do an outro, I had to rush off, but the tomato plant is, well, planted. And now it's time to move across number 2, as this worked quite well. Also, now the cold snap's finally gone, time to move across the courgette. I mean, it's in far too small a pot. Also, some of the, I've already forgotten what that is, the Romanesco broccoli. I was originally planning to put it out towards the end of June, but I'm honestly not sure why. No doubt there was sense at the time, but I've got so much I might as well move it. And then also the last of the lettuce and some of the spinach. As you can see, the spinach has been quite badly affected by, I think it's like leaf mining flies or something. So I can't really harden that off outside on the balcony, but if I fleece it, then hopefully the shock won't be too great. And then obviously the lettuce is, I mean, it's grown pretty well. It's bigger than the ones on the plot, but it's so leggy and sort of floppy. I think this will work for moving them. I've got some bands, and then I'm going to make a handle so it's easier to carry with a cane. Will it work? Or will I just end up poking my eyes out? We shall see. I mean, it's not working. Oh, also I forgot to mention it that I'll be sowing some more beetroot, as the plant's growing pretty well. I haven't lost any clusters at least, but I could do with some more. And I'll also plant out a few more leeks. I do have the ones I started off in toilet roll tubes in there, but again, you know, I'll never say no to more leeks. And here are some more destroyed cat toys of Jen's that she never uses, so these will make quite nice little cane toppers. Well, I think they've just about survived. Well, there we go, that's the first 2 in. I've still got 2 more. There isn't... I think I'd be taking the mick, really, if I tried to squeeze another 2 in. Unfortunately, the little pop-up greenhouse I want to get from Argos is out of stock, so I won't be able to move them out as soon as I'd wanted to, but maybe I can jerry-rig something together. I've got that clear plastic left over from my little cloche tunnel, and if I put that maybe over some pallets, I can make myself a very ramshackle greenhouse, at least for now. Well, there we go, everything's had a quick drink. They were in desperate need, but it's a bit bad really. It makes them lighter and easier to carry up. I really meant to have a whole sort of morning out, but you know, if you play video games till 3 in the morning, you'll be out late. And this afternoon I'd signed up to help wood chip the woodland path, so I need to be going off to do that. Oh well, I get on with this eventually. Slight terror there, the working party's at 2, not 12:30, so that was a bit of a waste of time going out there. But I did have a wander around in the abandoned plot section of the woodland area where no one's able to grow anything, and I picked up a few pots, which is useful because I'm just terminally short of pots. Hopefully it's not a bad idea, but sown some more carrots in the gap between the 2 rows of the Cosmic Purple and the Nonce 5. They've been in about 6 weeks, and the packet says they should be ready to harvest about 3 months after sowing, so hopefully they'll be okay there. I mean, obviously they're quite close, but then they'll also be very tiddly, so fingers crossed it'll work out. It's just a shame to have gone to all that effort riddling this bit of the bed and then not using some of it. So the beans aren't awful, they're better than expected. The ones the gift ones, they're doing great. Over here, even this growth seems fine. We've got new growth here. At the back, we've got a little bit there. Sorry for all the spinning around. Tiny bit here. But unfortunately this one, which was the one which looked like it had survived the best, is now, I'm pretty sure that's dead, but 3 out of 4, not too bad. Plus if I leave them uncovered, there's a risk that someone's going to be rolling around in them. She was already rolling in the spring onions this morning. She's a menace, an adorable menace. Look at this just ridiculous display, honestly. Now, before I head off to the actual wood chipping working party, I'll pop out the last of my lettuces. The ones that are already in, it's interesting, you can see the difference. I mean, these were all sown at the same time. These ones, like, the leaves are so much thicker and they're sort of little stubby chaps, and then you got these ones which are just they're like those sort of air tube people that you get at sort of car dealerships and things that flap around. It's ridiculous. No wonder they're so prone to those leaf miner things. All of the ones I popped in survived except the one that was in this gap. I think the very cunning plan, I'm going to move the garlic. There's one there, and then at the very end there's one there, because all the other garlics failed. I know I shouldn't keep moving things, but it would be useful if I could get just a whole row of lettuce. The garlic can then go in the gap over there, where, well, I don't think there used to be onions there. I think just those rows didn't extend as far. So now I've got all sort of the alliums in a square, and then I can have a nice row of lettuces, and then they'll be easy to fleece as well if necessary. Well, I better get on with it, given that 5 minutes until the working party starts. Oh, fingers crossed they'll be happy in there. Now, can you tell which ones are the ones that have been growing outside for ages and are nice and happy, and then the ones that have been in a dark flat for the last 3 months? 2 months. Hello, duck. And there we go, I get the privilege of joining up the two different parts of the path. Ta-da! Bit different from when there was all that cow parsley everywhere. Now, what to do. I think what will be on the agenda is weeding, because weeding is life, apparently. Then, what else? Some more beetroot seedlings. Not seedlings, sorry, seeds need to be sown. The straws could do with a sort out. I've got some fruit on, but I haven't put the straw down very well. So that could do with reorganising, and also they could do with the feed probably, as they're starting to fruit and the soil is not great. The leeks need to go in, I think. I think maybe I'll put them next to the beetroot, sort of in a line, going that way. There's spinach, that could go maybe next to the lettuce, and I can fleece top a bit. What else? The courgette, that needs to go in somewhere over there in bed A, I think. And then maybe in here, maybe in bed B. Decisions. I'm not sure. Oh well, weeding first, that's the main thing. I'm really rather impressed with the tatties, to be honest. I mean, compared to some of the others on the site, they're really survived the frost pretty well. There's obviously a bit of dieback, but on the whole, they're pretty alive. I mean, even if they had died back, they'd still bounce back eventually. But some of them, I mean, the ones over there, they're barely even touched. I'm sure it's absolutely nothing to do with what I've done. I mean, what have I done? What have I done really to protect them? I haven't fleeced them or anything. So maybe it's in a bit of a sun pocket here. I mean, the sun is... it burns. It definitely gets a lot of the light, this bed. That's almost all of the original sowing of radish from the 1st of April out, so I think it's time to sow a few more in the gaps. Alright, the poor old sprouting broccoli. It's kind of a tale of two halves in a way. We've got this one. This one's definitely got some new growth. Same, I think. Oh, or has it actually? I thought this one looked like it had some new growth, but either it hadn't or it's been nibbled whilst I've been away and I left the netting off. Then on to the side, going over, this one definitely doesn't look happy. I mean, this is like a little nubbin there, so that may be new growth, but they don't look very happy. Maybe it was a bad idea popping them out, but the ones inside or on the balcony that have had an extra month sort of not being outside, I mean, they're not much bigger really, so we'll see. This was a bit of a rambling point. Basically, the broccoli isn't looking good and I'm not sure what to do with it, except maybe the one in the middle, which does have some new growth. Get more potatoes where they shouldn't be. Well, hopefully the courgette will be very happy there. It's just next to the garlic and the onions, and then hopefully I can get another one in there. And then if the little baby one survives, make a little triangle with them. I was originally planning on having the leeks going down that way, sort of parallel to the beetroot, but I guess if the courgettes are there, that won't really work. Planning things. I probably should have done it. The strawberry bed was in a worse state than I thought. There's loads of nice fun things. We've got a little casualty there. Some of these definitely don't look alive, these strawberries. Suspicious things growing. Obviously some of the straws. Oops, sorry, I'm angling this very poorly. You know, there are actual strawberries on, but it would probably be helpful if there was indeed straw underneath them and there weren't dandelions, couch grass and potentially bindweed growing in the bed. They'll get there eventually. I've barely got anything done that I wanted to say. It's almost as though if you turn up at lunchtime and then spend about 2 hours helping to wood chip the path, you won't have time to do any of your actual site stuff. Who'd have thunk it? So I've still got the leeks, they need to go in. I've got the Romanesco broccoli and the spinach in there that I wanted to put out. What else is there? I managed to get the beetroot in, the other row, as you can see. And I've started to straw up the strawberries because there are quite a few coming through. Tried to prioritise where there is actual fruit, but I do need to make some more straw because, well, they're looking a bit weak, they are looking a bit empty. What else is there? Well, I meant to give everything a really good feed and water, but I really haven't had time. So there's that as well. You know, watering things important, but I'm so hungry. It's nearly 8 o'clock and I really need to be off. I guess I'll pop in first thing tomorrow, get things watered. At least most of the weeding's done, except the onions, which are just endlessly in need of weeding for some reason.